You're trying to figure out what to say. You're trying to come up with a content strategy. You're trying to figure out what are people going to care about and how do I add value and how do I make sure that people actually want to tune in? Well, I got 5 steps for you that I'm going to give you right now, plus an extra as a bonus. Check it out. Hey, thanks for tuning back into my YouTube channel. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. Of course, go ahead and subscribe and check out all the other videos that we have for you. Let's get into the content strategy. Okay, step number 1 in your content strategy. First, we got to figure out who is our target audience. Seriously, think about this one. Write it down. Take a moment to really analyze, who am I talking to? I mean, you could say I want to talk to everybody. Well, there's like 8 billion people on this planet. But is everybody really your target audience? See, what we need to do instead is we need to look back and think, what is it that I'm offering right now? Do I have a product I'm trying to sell? Do I have a service I'm trying to sell? Am I just trying to get people to pay attention to my channel? What is it that I'm trying to do? But who is watching? And that's what we got to look at. So one of the ways to figure that out is, well, go back over past videos and past deals and past people that you've dealt with and go, who are those people? Figure out their psychographics. What's their backgrounds? What kind of people are they? Figure out their demographics. Age ranges. Figure out everything you possibly can about these people to really determine and go, these are the people that normally watch my stuff, or these are the people that normally call me, or that deal with me, or that I talk to, or that I hang out with. See, we got to figure out who we are talking to. Yes, we obviously want to get business or have everybody follow us, but it's just not realistic to think that that's going to happen. So we really need to identify that target audience. Once we understand the target audience, now we can start to get a lot more micro in terms of what the content is that we're going to deliver to them. So step 1, figure out your target audience. Step 2, create a lifestyle list. Now, when we talk about a lifestyle list, I want you to figure this one out, right? And again, write this down. Who are you? What makes you you? See, one of the things that we often forget is who we are behind the scenes, behind the camera, in real life. See, we got to break that down and truly understand who we are in order to be able to, well, put content out there that's actually going to make sense, that is going to be relevant for us and to the people that, well, are probably attracted by us. See, we've all heard the line of like, find your people, right? Well, finding your people, we already talked about in step 1 is your target audience. Well, in step 2 is figuring out, again, who you are. See, because once you figure out who you are, the people around you are going to start to see who you are, and then you're going to become their people, they're going to become your people, and well, all in all, now you're going to start to have a relationship with each other. People are going to start watching your content. So again, figuring out your lifestyle list. What makes you you? What do you like? What do you love? Write it down. Let me give you some examples here. For me, I love my sports. In fact, I could break that down even further and tell you I love hockey and I love baseball. I could tell you that I love, well, there's certain foods I like, but I'll tell you I love barbecuing and I love smoking meat in the backyard. So when we look at that, I've got barbecue. We could say sports. In fact, I'm going to get even more micro than that and say hockey and then baseball. We say about family. I'd go micro, I'd say to you, business. See, so the more we understand about who we are, what defines us, I love my Harley. Right? So if you think about it, we got hockey, we got baseball, we got family, we got business, we got my Harley, we got, say, barbecue. There are 6 macro topics right there. Now, for each one of those macro topics, I want to break those down to micro topics. So again, thinking about what makes you you. What do you like? What do you love? Who are you? What kind of person are you? And if you don't really know, go and ask a friend, ask a colleague, ask a significant other, ask a family member. They'll tell you the truth about who they really believe you are and what, again, makes you you. Now, if I take those 6 macros that I just broke down, right, those are the things that describe me. Those are the things that if people watch me on social media, they watch my video and they know me as a person, they're going to go, yeah, that's a good way to describe them. Well, now what I want to do is I want to take those 6 macros and I want to break them down to micro. So let's take hockey, for example, okay? Hockey is a macro topic for me. It's something that I could talk about. It's something that I enjoy doing. Well, I love playing hockey. I coach hockey. My son plays hockey. I love watching hockey. I have a favorite hockey team. I could go on and on and on and about that hockey team. And there's a lot of different things I could tell you about hockey. So now I can take the big content, the big macro content of hockey, and I can break that down into micro pieces of little tiny things that I can share out on my social medias, in my videos. Now you might again say, but that has nothing to do with what I do for a living. So why would anybody care? Well, because there's probably somebody else out there that likes what you like, and they probably have a common interest in what you do, and or what, again, the things that you've got interest in. So when you're putting out content that is revolved around that particular topic, and there's somebody else watching you that is also interested in that particular topic, it creates a connection there. It creates the ability there to tap into somebody's mind and go, hey, we're like-minded people. Let me ask you a question about that. And now it's got nothing to do with business. So there's no predetermined notion, or there's no sort of, false pretense about what we want. We're literally just having a nice conversation about hockey, about sports, about, again, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Travel, cars, music, food, family, whatever. The more that we engage with the people around us, the more we put out content that's more about who we are, well, the more that the people that are out there, that, again, target audience, is going to be attracted to us. And well, now we've got more opportunity. Right? So again, what we're doing here in step 2 when it comes to the content strategy is we want to come up with our lifestyle list. What makes you you? What do you like and what do you love? Create macro topics. You want 5 to 10 of those macro topics. Then take each one of those macros and break it down to a micro. In fact, you want 5 to 10 micros. Well, what do we get out of that? We get 50 to 100 different content ideas right there. Now it's on to step 3. Okay, step 3. We're going to talk about frequency. Let's make a determination. How often are we posting out there right now? Putting up videos, posting on social media, maybe putting out emails. How often are we doing that? Look, if you're going once a month, I'm going to encourage you to start going at least once a week. Let's say you're going once a week. I'm going to push you to go twice a week. Let's say you're going twice a week. Well, I'm going to encourage you to try to go 3 times a week. All we're trying to do here right now is raise the level of the frequency, how often we're posting. And it's not that you got to post 25 times a day, but it's about creating a frequency that we can stick to, something that we feel is manageable, something that we can start to incorporate into our daily routine. And as that routine starts to solidify and starts to get a lot easier, we can start to compound and add more onto that. So for example, again, if you're not even doing once a week right now, I'm telling you right now, don't try to go 7 days a week. Just go once a week. Once we've mastered the once a week and it starts to feel really, really easy, again, we step it up to go twice a week. So determine the frequency that you've got right now. Really analyze. How often am I posting? Do I have a consistent schedule? How can I create a consistent schedule? And well, hey, that's what we're working on right now. So again, you're looking back to the frequency that you post at the moment, and we're going to try to increase that by at least 1. Make sense? Okay, let's go to step 4. Step 4 in your content strategy, create a legend. Let me explain this a little bit further. I mean, when you look at a map, right, and you see all these lines and dotted lines and thick lines and all these different pathways, it's got to be a legend somewhere that tells you what these little lines mean and what those little markers on the map mean, right? A legend. You understand what I mean? Well, let's come back to that with our content strategy. When I talk about a legend, I'll give you a 7-day-a-week idea right now. This is what I did to begin, and this is what I'm suggesting you could do. Look through Monday through Sunday. Monday, motivation. Tuesday, tips. Wednesday could be a Wealth Wednesday. Thursday could be a throwback or a thought. Friday could be a fact. Saturday could be family. Sunday could be funny. In whatever order, and you don't have to use those particular headlines, but the idea now is if I said Monday was motivation, now I know if I'm trying to lay out a content strategy for an entire month, well, I need 4 Mondays, 4 motivational posts for my 4 Mondays in the month. I need 4 tips for my 4 Tuesdays in a month. I need 4 wealth posts for my 4 Wednesdays in the month. Make sense? So what you're trying to do now is create a legend, okay? What am I going to do on Mondays? What am I going to do on Tuesdays? And hey, if you're only posting once a week and that's the plan right now, then we don't need 7 days a week. We just need to figure out what is it going to look like for, let's say, the next 4 posts this month. Maybe I'm going to do 1 motivational post. I'm going to do 1 tip. I'm going to do 1 wealth. I'm going to do 1 throwback or 1 family post. Make sense? But to simplify, if we're creating a 30-day content calendar for an entire month so we could post daily, well, let's come up with, again, a headline for each day of the week. Then we need essentially 4 of those types of posts for the month. So every single, the Mondays are going to have 4 posts. Tuesdays are going to have 4 posts. But now we got 4 Mondays. We got 4 Tuesdays. Is it making sense here? Right? So again, you're creating a legend for yourself so you understand when you get to Monday, you know what the spin is, what the point of that post is. Make sense? Okay, so we've created this legend. We've come up with a lifestyle list. We've broken it down macro to micro. We understand our frequencies. Now it's time to create a content calendar, something we can look at, something we can stick to, something that's going to keep us on track for the entire month. Now, what I used to do, well, I would start with the lifestyle list. Then I'd break it into from my macro to micros to this legend. So I understood, what am I posting Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays? And I kind of just gave you a sense of that. Now I'd look at a big desktop calendar. You know those big desktop calendars? I'd create one of those, or I'd grab one of those desktop calendars. I'd stick it down on the table. I'd grab a pencil. I grabbed an eraser. I'd look at my lifestyle list, which is on my computer. And now I would start, and I put my legend at the top. So Mondays I'd write motivation, and Tuesdays I'd write tips. And then I'd do that across the 7 days of the week. Now all I had to do was fill in each Monday, each Tuesday. So I'd be looking at the lifestyle list. I'd grab a macro or a micro piece of content from one of the ideas there. And, each Monday would have a different spin. So maybe one of them might be sports or hockey. One of them might be family. One of them might be business. It could be food. Could be me riding my Harley. Who knows? But I look at my lifestyle list to then break down what's going to go on for each of those days. And I start to fill in to each of the days of the week for the entire month one particular post that I was going to put up. Now I had 30 days worth of content to post for this upcoming month. And as I got to the third week of the month, each month, I spend a couple hours preparing the next month. And that's a big part of it, right? Is the preparation. Because a lot of what happens with social media is it's very easy to, say, hey, I'm going to post something, or I want to post something, or I want to record a video. But the work, the effort is when you actually have to think, when you actually have to put it down on paper, when you actually have to produce the whole thing. Well, that takes time. So again, this is where the content calendar comes in. Is you can plan ahead, and what it also allows you to do is now that you've actually planned ahead for the entire content strategy, well, now you can batch create content. So you can start to put content together in maybe a 30 or 60 or 120 minute window that'll be prepared for the next few days, few weeks, or even the whole month. So this is where, again, you want your content calendar. You can see it, you can bring it to life, you can always be prepared, you're planned ahead, and now it takes us to the next step. So we got our content calendar together. Now we're into the next step here. We need to ensure that we are adding value. And there's always a lot of conversation about add value, right? So what does that actually mean? Well, we know that value is really in the form of like motivating people and inspiring people and informing people and even educating people. That's what we call value. But how do we do that, and how do we make sure we're clear and concise? Well, here's 3 questions you always want to answer. Write these down. Number 1, what do I want them to know? So, in today's case, I want you to know how to create a content strategy. 2, why should they care? See, by creating this content strategy, you're going to be able to have what to say on social media. You're going to be a lot more prepared. You're going to feel a lot more at ease, and you're going to be building a lot more mind share, which we all know gets you a lot more market share. So, question number 3, what action do I want you to take? Well, I want you to follow the steps that I've been giving you in this video today. I want you to implement these, and I want you to get your content strategy off the ground. Then I'm going to ask you to throw me a comment in this video to let me know how well it's been working for you. And of course, if you got any questions, feel free to be in touch at any time. See what I did there? I used 3 questions. What do I want you to know? Why should you care? And what action do I want you to take? With those 3 questions, I was able to formulate the content of this entire video to make sure that you're getting the value that you need so that when it comes time to creating your content strategy, you are ready to go. See, we love building mindshare, and this is all part of helping you build a lot more mindshare. Well, now you're all set and ready for your content strategy. Go through this video, make sure you're watching it, you're marking down the steps, you're executing, and like I said, do me a favor, click like on this video, go ahead and throw us a comment, and if you got questions, reach out to me anytime. Subscribe to our channel, check out our next video, and we'll see you again shortly.